Here's what's new in Football Ultimate Team for FC26 and the addition of a second tier of Weekend League.
Challengers, guys, that's for you. Guys, that's for you. Look.
Tournament matchmaking ensures you'll always face an opponent in the same round as you.
Interesting. So you will play someone in the same round.
And for those lower division players, we're introducing Challengers. Allows people of different skill levels to experience.
Yeah, that's not Challengers gameplay. That's what I look like on the football pitch. We're going to talk about all this, guys, after I'm going to listen. Not too much, boys, to be honest, right? Yeah, not too much. A lot of emphasis is going to be on the gameplay. That seems like because, you know, they put half of the Ultimate Team reveal was just talking about the gameplay. Okay, let's begin. New ways to compete with live events. Tournaments are back. A new mode, Gauntlets. What's new? Competitive gameplay. Rivals and Champs revamp. No more playoffs. Direct qualities. New bounties. Okay. Foot match outcome. Goalkeeper evos. Okay. Building on friendlies. Live events are a new pillar of Foot's competitive structure. They're designed to bring more variety in what you play and the squads you use throughout the season. This is where you'll experience theme competitions. You'll access them through the new event hub built with a streamlined interface that makes it easy to check event availability. To enter some live events, your squad may need to meet custom criteria. Requirements are intended to create a competitive layer of progression and can enable you to qualify for special locked live event, which may include complete a specific objective or objective group, reaching a rivals division, rarity, club, league, or nation, or player quality or chemistry or position. Okay, so let's see here. Season finale live event. Event starts in 19 days. Limited time event, classic match, short match. The season is coming to a close. Qualify for this event, earn season points, packs, and seasonal rewards. Entry requirements, play 20 rivals matches. Oh, okay, so you have to play 20 rivals games, and then you can play in this 5 La Liga players. Okay. Live events can include house rules, classic match, max chem, first to X goals, match limits, solo, co-op only, or open matchmaking. Ooh, co-op only. Interesting. Maybe next year we will see like them start to bring that into the game. That would be interesting. That would be crazy if they did like a league with co-op only. Like one of those, like you got to win 18 out of 25, but you have to play 2v2. This means you'll encounter events where every match feels different. We play FIFA, every single game already feels different. That's true, EA. In FC26, you'll be able to spend more time on the pitch and less time navigating menus. Each event will highlight its own set of objectives that you are able to complete in that event. It's nice. You can just claim it right from there. The Foot Play menu has been reworked from the ground up in FC26 to make it easier to navigate, discover, and jump into your preferred modes. So it says Single Nation Tournament, Ultimate Gauntlet, Challengers, View Tournament, compete in the Single Nation. Okay. So at the top, you've got... we've got a For You page now. All right. Little brain rot coming at us for FC26. Let's go. The most relevant content based on your activity. Let's go, man. More tracking, more data. Let's go. It contains 3 distinct categories. New, freshly launched competitions, updated in real time. Continue playing. Shows your last played modes, okay? Upcoming shows future events in chronological order, allowing you to preview. Oh, that's kind of... I like this, actually. That's a cool change. Tournaments are back. Tournaments bring back a classic knockout format with new structures and a flexible schedule designed to appear at key moments rather than run every week or stay evergreen like Rivals or Champs. Full details on timing and rewards will be shared in the launch update pitch notes. Tournaments may include specific entry requirements, objective progress, division rank, entry limits with refreshes. Each tournament brings its own rewards with different squad rules and setups across the season to keep things fresh. Single Nation Tournament, round of 16. 10 entries. Wow. Group reward, rare mega pack, untradeable. And this would just be like, I guess, one of the tournaments. So Single Nation Tournament. You'd have to use one team, 4 rounds. Cool to see that like that specific tournament would just have 10 entries. And then it says completed objectives 0 of 4. That looks like that would be the last pack. So there would obviously be stuff along the way as well. Gauntlet. Okay. Gauntlets are a new way to test your club depth and your ability across multiple matches. Each gauntlet is up to 5 matches. However, instead of using the same squad each match, you'll need to use a completely different squad for every match, including the entire subs bench. So 18 players. So this kind of, to me, is where EA just took qualies, because it was 5 matches. So they're just putting this as qualies now with kind of like a requirement. So at launch, we'll kick things off with the Ultimate Gauntlet, featuring 3 rounds, requiring 3 unique squads, and running every 2 weeks to start. This is just the beginning. Unlike tournaments, there's no elimination here. You can keep playing through the full Gauntlet regardless of the results, but the more you win, the better the rewards. So 3 wins is very light. 3 games. FC Pro live events. Is this just for PlayStation? No, this is for everything, bro. This is for the entire game, bro. Okay, FC26 integrates directly with FC Pro for the first time. Being that the professional scene has been an absolute dumpster fire failure the last 5 years, I'm curious to see what they're doing to change this. provides top-tier division rivals players the opportunity to compete against the very best. On PS5 and Xbox, you can register for FC Pro competitions directly within Foot, compete, win, and climb regional leaderboards based on your elo. All right, so absolutely nothing. It makes sense. The pro scene makes no money. They don't care about it. That's nothing. Rivals revamp. Our focus in FC26 is bringing more fan-requested changes to Ultimate Team. As we listen to your feedback on Rivals, 3 key themes emerged. In Football Ultimate Team, it feels like there are too many matches to play, especially if you're aiming for top-ranked rewards. Once you climb the divisions and are consistently matched up against similarly skilled players, the motivation to keep playing can taper off. That's because the game isn't fun. So if the gameplay was fun, which has been more fun through footies at least, people would play. Hitting a good run of form can leave you stranded in a higher division that you may not belong to, creating huge losing streaks as you wait for the season to refresh. We'll have more updates to share on Rivals matches and rewards closer to launch. We hear you and we're working on it. What? I don't understand what that means. Rivals revamp. In Football Ultimate Team, it feels like there are too many matches to play, especially if you're aiming for top rewards. Once you've climbed the divisions and consistently match up against similar players, you lose motivation. Hitting a good run, this sounds like a Reddit complaint post. Okay, so it looks like there's no change and they're working on a change. Okay, keep that in mind, guys. Maybe expect off this, guys, to see less points for the rewards, I would assume is kind of what they're trying to cryptically say here. Bounties. Okay, this is new. Bounties are randomly triggered challenges that apply to your next Rivals match. Complete one and you'll earn rewards immediately, ranging from Rivals points, Champs qualification points, coins, packs, season XP, and even Rivals stage skips, allowing you to go up the ladder faster. These are some examples you may encounter while playing. Score the first goal, score the last goal, win by 2 or more, keep a clean sheet. Many bounties can be completed even if you don't go on to win the match, ensuring that you still have something to play for. I don't hate that. Duels are special bounties that attempt to match you with opponents on the same challenge, like score first, ensuring that only one player can walk away with a reward. Okay. Doesn't seem like a bad thing. Just it could be I'm always just thinking about the other side of it. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm thinking like maybe EA is adding this because it's going to hire their playtime instead of people rage quitting. They can give the feeling of everybody can still feel like they're winning, like someone's losing 7-0 in the 40th minute and they will stay because they're going to try to get this bounty. That's my other side of it, but I think it's a good thing regardless, probably, right? Because you can get coins, XP, packs, right? So I will go with the positive side. I don't think it's a bad thing. Limited checkpoints. Okay, this is interesting. Limited checkpoints are a new form of breakable checkpoint that tracks losses and enables relegation once broken. You'll see how many losses remain when selecting a limited checkpoint, and the number of losses before it breaks can be different between each checkpoint. These checkpoints are intended to help prevent players from getting stuck outside of their skill equilibrium for long periods of time, and will reset at the beginning of each season. So you get to a checkpoint, limited checkpoint. Games you can afford to lose before dropping 2. Champions and challengers. At times, qualifying for Champs through playoffs was a tougher competition than Champs itself. Really? While for our most skilled players, it was an extra skill check each week. That's a whole lot of cap right there. Okay. Just being honest and objective here. Guys, it was 1 win out of 5. I feel like qualies was the easiest thing of all time. They made it even for like Division 8 players to win, or 7 to win 1 out of 5, no? It used to be actually pretty tough. If you were like a Division 6, Division 5, Division 4, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it like 5-5 or something? Or 6-4? Or 4-6? Or 3 out of 5? It was a couple of those for sure. Was it 3 out of 5? Like, that was actually tough. I will say that. For the average player, the guy working the 9 to 5, like, that was tough to get in Champs. God, that was tough. It was 1 out of 5, so I feel like it was the easiest it ever was last year. But I'm not against them getting rid of qualies, guys. It does feel quite pointless now. Playoffs have been removed in FC26, okay? Instead, you'll directly qualify for Champs by reaching a specific Rivals division and quality points. So you still got to play, okay? We'll have more details on the exact Rivals division to qualify for Champs in the Foot launch update. Well, isn't it Division 5 and above? Okay, Challengers. For players outside the top divisions, we've added Challengers, a new tier of Champs with its own format and rewards. This gives more players a chance to experience the Champions feeling while keeping Champions at the highest level of competition. Max Division 6. Competitive gameplay is a new tuning set made specifically for Foot, built around 3 ideas. Fewer keeper rebound goals, adjusted players. Okay, so that's the gameplay stuff. We know that stuff. Updated match outcomes in Football Ultimate Team. In FC25, we released a post-launch update to match outcomes in Foot. In FC26, we're taking it seriously, adding disconnects, including dashboard quits to the previously enabled quits. What this means is that when certain conditions are met when playing live events, Rivals Champs, you would receive a win when your opponent either quits or disconnects from the match when the scoreline is draw. We are still finalizing what those conditions will be. A lot of that in here. A lot of this. Like, we'll let you know in a month or two. A lot of that. Just a theme I'm seeing. But similar to how this worked in FC25, there will be a limit on the number of times a player is able to receive a win from this each day, as well as a set of conditions within the match that would need to be met. As we discussed last year, this is a very complex space. When we change how players get wins, draws, or losses, exploits may occur. So, we must be careful about how we make these changes. What is listed here may also change, but based on whether our analysis and/or observations indicate that these changes are negatively impacting the player experience. More to come on this closer to launch. Oh, man. Rush match outcomes, matchmaking delays. We know that the best rush matches are built on the experiences you have with your teammates. So when those teammates are quitting or disconnecting, it can be very frustrating. To encourage teammates in Foot Rush to keep fighting until the end of the match. We are introducing matchmaking delays in Foot Rush for players who consist. Oh my god, guys. I can't not laugh with this mode. I don't know why. It's just so... What you see in this mode is so funny. Alright, so if you're one of those guys that just quitting a bunch of matches, you're going to get hit with those... They have it in like ranked play in COD. They have it in a lot of games where you're going to get that little delay. We are also still finalizing the specifics around this, which we will communicate to you ahead of launch. We will also be closely monitoring feedback on this as it's a new space for FC, and we may need to make adjustments as we see how it impacts the player experience. Goalkeeper Evos. Wow, goalkeeper Evos, guys. We're also making additional changes that give you more freedom and clear progression. Repeatable evolutions gives you more flexibility, with some able to be completed multiple times. Most will be limited repeatable, meaning that you can only complete it a certain number of times, allowing you to apply them to multiple player items or even use them again on the same player if they're eligible. It takes the pressure off making the perfect choice right away and gives you more freedom. You can now evolve players without changing their item design. That's actually nice because some of the designs suck. Evolution status is marked with new badging that can be used in squad requirements, making it easier to track and build around evolved players in live events and Rush. Cosmetics now stack and only overwrite each other when they affect the same type. Even when an item's rarity changes, animation and badge effects that aren't tied to rarity will carry over. Plus, evolution consumables now preview the cosmetics and rarity they unlock, helping you choose the right path for your squad. So you get 2 from the start. Graduated transfer market access. Graduated access, which limits some accounts to the transfer market when they first access, has been live in FC25 on PC since late 2024. In FC26, it will be active for all platforms starting at launch. If you're a returning player on the same platform and your account meets the requirements and is in good standing, you'll have immediate access. If you are a new player or your account did not meet the requirements, a series of foundation objectives. I have it on my PC account right now because I just made a new account. You have to play like 10 rush games, 10 squad battle games, 10 rivals. You have to complete SBCs. You have to do a lot of stuff, guys. I'll give you the heads up for that. It seems heavy. Squad battles is the biggest part you're going to have to go through. Limiting transfer market access for new accounts helps protect the economy from potential rules-breaking activity while ensuring that actual new players are introduced to Foot at a more measured pace. It's one way we're focusing on player trust and system integrity from day one. All right. Objectives. Let's see what EA's got for us here. Previously, you would have to navigate to the objectives in order to find available objectives and the rewards. In the new FC26 play menu, relevant objectives will be viewable while highlighting each game mode. For live events, you can also see the entry requirements so you know exactly what's needed to join. And that's about it, guys. That's what we got here, guys. That's what we got. Nothing here about draft rewards either. Yeah, my reaction to this is that this was a whole lot of nothing. The gameplay release was way more impressive than this, but I will say, hopefully tournaments, it felt very shallow here. But I'm hoping the tournaments is promising, guys. Nothing here looks bad. It just feels underwhelming, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. The only thing I worry about based on this is I saw a lot of cover your ass stuff. Like, I was glazing EA on the gameplay deep dive because I was saying I was actually really surprised and it was so impressive. This feels a little underwhelming. And I felt like half the stuff I was reading was saying this right here. Basically, I'm going to show you what I saw. I'm just going to be honest, guys. I'm not going to, like, say something looks great. I mean, it looks fine. It just feels a little underwhelming. Like this. Like, I felt like half of the stuff I was reading was saying, we are still finalizing what those conditions will be, and we'll let you know closer to the release. Like, my only worry here is, like, yo, EA, what have you guys been doing, man, if you haven't been working on this for FC26? Like, I worry a little bit because there's a lot of cover your ass lingo in this pitch notes. And I'm like, what have you guys actually been doing this whole time? Because FC25 really didn't have that many patches. So were you not working on FC26? I don't know. That's a little worrying for sure. Because I feel like pretty much everything outside of, what was it, like tournaments or Gauntlet had that at the bottom. Like, it looks like the Rivals thing is so confusing. They're like, yeah, we're going to update Rivals, but we don't know yet what we're doing. But I don't know. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't know. But nothing here was terrible to read. The tournaments is super exciting. I mean, the positive of the tournaments that I can see is like 10 times. Like, that's great. Like, for people that want to grind or do something like that, that's really good. FC Pro in here had no changes. I know that's a very small sample size of players. It looks like you can just kind of like, instead of going online, maybe you can just register via the menus, but I assume it's the same like terrible qualifier experience and all that. You'll still have to get Rivals done to get into FUT Champs. Even if you're in Challengers, you're going to have to get a certain amount of points with Rivals points to get the weekly qualification, it looks like. They're still finalizing some of the FUT match outcomes, but to me, EA is all in on gameplay based on this, because I feel like there's no real big changes, like tournaments, bringing it back. Gauntlet, to me, looks like a reskin of qualifiers. They've just taken the 5 games, and now you have to basically use a different team for 5 different games, and maybe the rewards will be obviously a little different than qualies. The one interesting thing I saw in here is they said in the live friendlies, like, this was something that I didn't expect to see, was, where is it? Live was the co-op part. That part was sick. Like, so they said that there's going to be a co-op only live event. Well, that's the criteria of what we could have, but that could be pretty cool. We haven't had that yet. Other than that, tournaments, we knew that. We knew all this stuff. Like, the gameplay deep dive was big, right? We read through a lot of that, and like there was a lot of info there. So I think you could definitely expect Rivals to have less points for the rewards next year, guys. That seems to be what EA is going to do. Tournaments are good for the semi-casual competitive mode. Gauntlet, from what I read, is not going to be that. It's not going to be that busy. What I mean by that is that, look, ready? So each Gauntlet is up to 5 matches. At the launch, there's going to be 3 rounds. So 3 different teams every 2 weeks. So that's 3 games every 2 weeks. That's about less than an hour. So it doesn't seem that busy. I think they're going to test it out and just see if people like it. It seems to be. Instead of maybe before they go all in on it. I don't know. But it seems like eventually it maybe will work up to 5 matches and then weekly, right? Seems that way. So it's like a secondary tournament. And I don't know if this is a concept for the tournaments, but like, yeah, that's good if you can. Single nation tournament. So the idea with tournaments actually, hopefully, right? I'll say this, is that in the old FIFAs, I do hope that EA puts some tradable situation in here, because that was a nice part of the old tournaments. I know that EA is trying to do all these untradeable stuff, but that would be cool. And that obviously, like, this is just one tournament and you have 10 entries. So I don't know. I'm really hoping that if you win this tournament, you can keep doing it. That would be really annoying if it's like one time, because that would be brutal. Because the point of this tournament mode is like, if I wanted to build like a OP, like cheap Brazilian team that I can just go in there and like have like a competitive, but also like not an experience where I'm playing somebody like R1 running around with Hullet and Mbappe on day one, sweating their balls off in Rivals so they can make some FC Pro ladder to end up literally, you know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that like it's not going to be, okay, let's say you win this one time, you can't play at the other 9 entries, but I don't know, because usually entries are like, you can do it that time and then that's it. So I hope, because like one tournament is going to be very limited. 4 games is nothing if you win. So that would be cool if this was like, actually the 10 entries would be 40 games, and then they said that there's going to be all these different tournaments going in. So friendlies is gone. So friendlies is just gone. It doesn't look like friendlies. Like, obviously you can still play versus a friend and stuff, but it looks like that tab is gone. They said that, right? We will see, man. we will see, guys. Hopefully, though, they don't do that, because that would be like really minimal. Yeah, and it's the irony of friendlies is that the whole time EA had friendlies, it was never friendly. It was never friendly. You know, they were putting like live events in friendlies, and it was the sweatiest shit ever. And they had matchmaking. Like, they also have matchmaking in friendlies. That was the irony of the last few years. They put like matchmaking in friendlies. So it was just always the funniest thing to say out loud. So hopefully, the gameplay seems like the gameplay is going to be a big emphasis for EA. I mean, when you see an Ultimate Team deep dive, usually in the past, it's a lot of like, we're doing this with packs or we're doing this with rewards. And like, to be honest, like half of this is like the modes, and then the bottom part, they just start talking about gameplay, like gameplay changes. So it does seem like EA is trying to make a lot of gameplay, which is, you know, ideally the most important part. It's the reason that FC25 was so dead for like half the year and never really got back, because the game sucked for 5 months. Really bad. So let's see what they got, boys. I mean, EA side of things too, it's also good. Like, sometimes I do feel like they go too overboard with trying to get everybody to like get so excited. Like, I'm not against this method. We added some game modes, you know, but I just worry a little bit when EA does the whole like, yeah, we don't know yet, so we're gonna figure it out. Because like, I've seen these guys in the past, that does turn into a lot of the time, like, it carries into the game and they're still working on it. So we will see. But this, to me, guys, tournaments is by far the most exciting part about this game. And I'm just praying, because like you see the format, the packs, that would be for the last objective to get like a 55 untradeable. Praying there's some coins in these, and also hoping that, yes, we're going to get like different things, not just single nation tournaments. We're going to get probably single league. We're going to get like league hybrid, but where it says entries, I hope that, you know, if you've got 20 days to do, let's say, if you win all of them, a total of 40 games max, I hope that just because you get the one entry and then you win the tournament, that means you can't play it again. Because the point of this mode is that we can like vibe out with our different teams and just kind of like have something that's a competitive itch, but also hopefully EA is not doing that where you win it once and you can't play it again. That's what I hope. I pray, man. But that probably will be the case, because that's why I'm thinking about it and worrying it's going to be the case. So hopefully not.